Hello, I'm Christina. It is Tuesday, and here are the topics for today. So I'm going to answer this in a kind of mishmashy way because the way I'm going to answer it, they kind of go together. So, all right. I'll start by saying that my mother is a lesbian. So, although some people may think, oh, gay parents will raise gay children, that's not true necessarily. Gay parents just raise open minded children. So, alright. I do not believe that I'm a product of my environment. I believe I was born this way. But the exposure did help me a lot in understanding who I was and what these feelings were and what I was going to do about them. So, for example, the first time I felt like this, I didn't feel like I was weird and I didn't feel like this was unnatural or that everyone was going to hate me. I just thought, oh, this is what it feels like and this is what I'm going to do about it. So, and just because my mom is gay doesn't mean she's the most open-minded person in the world, which is a little weird. I know. She's she would classify herself as femme, I suppose. Um and she has like this stigma against more masculine lesbians because she's always saying how she doesn't like people to be able to figure out her sexuality just by looking at her. So, in turn, when I started dressing myself and when I started dressing this way, she wasn't really comfortable with it. And I think it's because she's so old school because she had a gay aunt when she was younger and she's passed now, but she saw what she went through and like when my mom was younger because she grew up really in the 70s and it was difficult for her back then, so she automatically assumes that I'm going to go through this awful difficult life and all these difficult times. And I know it's not going to be easy, but it's not the 70s anymore. Like I'd like to say that America's gotten a little better since then. So, all right. Um how I came out when I was like 5, I knew because um I used to do this thing where I would make all my friends kiss me. Yeah, I know. I know it's a little weird, but I wouldn't really force them. I know this is gonna sound creepy. I know one time my absolute best friend that I had at the time, I like chased her around her house and she wouldn't do it. So I eventually just let it go. But the other ones, I don't know. It was just weird. And so, childhood games. When I was little, I did play house, and I was the guy like all the time, but not because I chose to. Usually, it was just like I wouldn't care, and then like everyone else would take like all the female parts, and be like, "Oh, I'll be the mom. Oh, I'll be the sister," and then I was just there. I'd be like, "All right, I'll be the dad." So it wasn't like I chose that. It just kind of happened. And then like once it happened a few times, it was just automatic and I was just like, "All right, whatever." Um Also other childhood games. I used to like to wrestle a lot. Not even like with girls because they wouldn't want to. They'd want to like go play Barbie or something. Actually, when I had Barbies, they're always like naked everywhere. I guess that shows something. I don't know. They were always just like thrown around everywhere without clothes on, but I don't know. If I did. Anyway, I'll just stop. I'll just stop. Anyway, so I wrestled a lot, but it was with like my guy friends, and I guess I was like aggressive as a little kid because I guess, yeah, I did that a lot. There was this one friend that like whenever we would see each other, we would just like wrestle, and it was just fun. Um, when I was 9, I finally brought it up to my mom, and I was like, I think I'm gay. And she didn't like it. She I guess no parent wishes a more difficult life on their child, so she didn't necessarily like it, but she didn't I don't know. She was just thinking that I should sit down and think it through and think it out and all that. Because I was such a tomboy, she was just like, let yourself grow up, let yourself have a chance to at least be bisexual, which I don't know. She's funny. So, yeah. Um I had boyfriends like when I was little, so they don't really count. They're just like the people you call your boyfriend, but they're not really like you don't even hold hands. You're just there. Um let's see. I thought for a while when I was maybe 13. I thought I was trans for a while, but that was kind of a fleeting thing. My mom was really not excited about that because they're probably the most discriminated against, which is unfortunate in the community. So sometimes they're even discriminated against like by other members of the LGBTQII community. So yeah, it's unfortunate. Um, I'm still grappling with the idea of gender identity, but I'm not trans. I'm alright with my body, but I just don't necessarily identify with either gender sometimes, I guess. I mean, it's just something that's just fluid to me, like my sexuality. It's just what it is. And I don't like to always put a label on it, so I started coming out to my friends probably in high school. Yeah, in high school. In middle school, I was close friends with a bunch of girls that weren't what you would call not immature, not really, but they were just very young. They they wouldn't think about sex and things like that. Like I was always like the go-to person if everyone like and if anyone had a question or like about anything about like lyrics to a song. Oh my god, I used to always have to like decipher lyrics to songs and stuff. That was funny. Those were good times. Um, they used to call me the sexpert actually, which wow, which is kind of funny. I don't know because since I was like trying to figure everything out, I've been basically researching sex since I was 12. So that's what I did in my spare time. Some people play computer games. I researched sex. That's what I did. So yeah, the friends that I made in high school, I all of them were really just open-minded people. Like when I got into high school, I kind of left that group of friends that I had in middle school, and the people I made friends with were older. They were a grade older, like my closest friends, they were a grade older. And so they had a bigger, like a broader understanding of things, kind of. And then the other friends that I have that are in my grade, they're very smart and everyone that I know, like they all accept me. Everyone that I tell because I don't think I have to tell people anymore. Like I think people should just know. I mean, I guess that's a stereotype, but come on, like people should just know. But I guess if you don't want to believe something, you don't really think about it, but whatever. So sometimes I do still have to tell people, but I just like to slip it in the conversation. I'm not like, "Hey, I'm Christina and I'm gay." It just comes out sometimes. If I feel like you should know, I let you know. Yes. So that's my jumbled coming out type thing. So it's all mixed in there, but you can find out where I'm coming from. So it's pretty cool. That's my life. That's my coming out. So I'll see you next week.